Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another episode of Diva Chat. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and follow us on all common social media platforms. And visit our website at divachats.life. Let's chat about it.
Hey everybody, hey, what's up, welcome back to Diva Chats. You're on the line, you're listening to Diva Chats. This is QP. Sasha B is not here today. I'm just trying out a new platform, so I went live just to test out the wheels and everything, but we have a lot to talk about. There's been so much going on. I know it's been a while since we went live, but the conversation is still available. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the protests that's been going on. We're going to talk about the current situation with the pandemic. I'm in Florida, so there's a lot to say. Get ready for it. Also, we're going to talk about entanglement relationships. So I guess that's the juice for today. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about that a little bit. But it's so much that it's so much to say. Wow, right? Just wow. It's really a lot to say at this moment. But we're here for it. We about to spill tea. We about to talk about it. So let's just get into it. Now, first and foremost, I know we have all my stuff is coming up at this time on my notifications. Really, like right now. But anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about the protests. I know there's still protests going on, not as much as there were before, but there's still quite a few protests still going on at this time, and I just find it it's very, I would say, it's interesting because a lot of people don't really understand the reason for the protest still, regardless of how many times you say it, regardless of how many times you try to explain to someone the reason for the protest. They don't really get it. I don't know why that is. But, am I talking? Yeah, I'm talking. So, we just want to go ahead and just listen to, well, this is for our allies, quote unquote allies in the situation. The one thing you have to realize is that if you really have, like Bambi mom used to say, if you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Many people will come up to me. I work with some people who say, or you might come across some people who will say that, oh, the looting, like, I understand the reason why people are protesting, but the looting is unnecessary and stuff like that. And the way I handle it, like, listen, hell, as much as I'm upset about what's going on, I probably would have fucked around and burned my own damn business had I had a business out there somewhere. So, because it's that grotesque, at this point we're tired. I don't know about anybody else. I think that's probably why I kind of took a hiatus on a lot of things, because I'm just tired, mentally tired of just saying the same thing over and over again and people not believing you. I'm one of those people, like, if I say something, if I'm telling the truth and you still don't believe me, I just don't say anything at all anymore. I just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm lying. All right, cool, whatever. So a lot of people they just don't understand the reason why it's so passionate to us. I think a lot of people don't understand, like, this is the first time people are actually really, like, listening. The world, I believe there was protests in all 50 states in the United States, and an additional, there was protests in over 18 countries in the world due to what happened to George Floyd, whatever. So we really have to take in consideration that, we're not just talking out of our behinds. we are experiencing this type of torment. We're experiencing this type of aggression, the constant um, antagonism from the people who are supposed to be there to protect us. We know how it goes. We know exactly what's happening. We know what people are trying to do. So I just feel like a lot of people aren't really being honest with what they're really seeing, and we have to stop trying to make other people comfortable. Right now, we can't be comfortable. Right now, we can't allow other people to be comfortable. Right now, it's supposed to be, uncomfortable. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be in a situation where you don't feel like you can sleep at night, yes. Because this is a dire situation, and this is the reason why Black Lives do matter. So I just want to say my piece on that. But like I said, it's taken a lot out of me because I'm tired. I'm tired a lot. It's hard, It's hard dealing with it. It's hard dealing with a lot of stuff when it comes to this pandemic, especially during a pandemic. A lot of people are not. A lot of people are experiencing a lot of anxiety from already losing their jobs and losing family members and losing people that they love and even getting sick themselves, putting themselves and their lives on the line to help other people. And they're just, a lot of people are just looking at it like whatever, So, like, for instance, I work in the healthcare field. So I understand the frustration where, like, for example, you try to tell people like, yo, this whole pandemic stuff is real. Like, it's real. It's not a hoax. It's not, made up. It's not like a flu. It's real. Like, people are dying at an alarming rate, and people are getting sick at an alarming rate. And if it didn't matter, then we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now. That's a whole nother conversation. But let's talk about, since we're in there, let's talk about the recent, because all this ties up into each other. So because of the protests that took place, not only because of the COVID, of the protests, but because of, the protests was part of the reason why we're now seeing a whole bunch of uprising in the numbers of cases at this time. We do want to be conscious of that. There's also other reasons people are not following, CDC guidelines. They're not wearing masks. They're not social distancing. They're having parties. They're going to gatherings with more than 6 to 10 people. They're really not respecting some of the guidelines, and when they end up sick, they're like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, what you mean you didn't know? How you didn't know? Like, there's no way you didn't know. You should have known at this point. So, hold on, I'm just trying to take this link and send it out. Where am I sending it to? I don't know. I should have just copied the stuff. Sorry, y'all. That's why I shut it down. Okay. Sorry, y'all, but I'm doing something I should have done way before. But but anyway, so yeah, so a lot of things are really happening at this time. I'm in the state of Florida, so we know Florida, it has been on the news. especially with our governor who's really been acting like childish. There was a recent he did a recent um, interview, and it was something, but I was on the phone. I couldn't actually hear what it was saying, but it's just at this point we're going back. I know some cities are already back on lockdown. Some cities are already back on curfew because of the consistently growing cases that we've been having in the past couple of days. Now, when I say couple of weeks, that it's just at this point it's like, please, people, just wear a mask. Like, we're never gonna get out of this. People are just doing what they want, don't want to wear a mask and whatever. At this point, it's not an option. I mean, yeah, you don't have to wear it, you don't, but then you run the risk of not only getting yourself sick, but you run the risk of getting other people around you sick, because you might have an immunity that can be, that's healthy. But I've seen healthy people go out. I've heard about healthy people go out on this stuff. So, you don't know. You might be hitting the gym and eating right or whatever, but you don't know what dormant ailments you have lying within your body that can cause something to go left. So you don't want to put yourself at that risk. And not only that, but just because you can't get sick still doesn't mean that you can't carry the virus and bring it home to a person who can get sick, or bring it to a friend who can possibly catch it and get their family sick. You don't want to be that reason. And a lot of people aren't listening, and that's what's the frustrating part, I guess, because I work, I do cleaning, and I work in the healthcare industry. Although I don't work with patients directly, but I do know what it's like, how it's impacting people's lives. And we're never going to get out of the situation where, people want to go back to work, but because people want to do what the hell they want to do, guess what? Yeah, I ain't going back to work because we shutting down again. So how you like me now? Everybody want to be stupid. Everybody don't want to be, pay attention and don't want to do what's right. You run a risk of that happening. So, I mean, I feel sorry for the people who have to still, because now they're even debating whether they're going to get another stimulus check. They're not sure if they're going to continue with the $600 extension on unemployment. People still aren't going back to work, because if South Florida is locked back down, there's a lot of hotels down there. There's a lot of people who work in those hotel industries. Guess what? They still going to be out of work. They've been out of work since March. Some people was able to go back to work for a couple of days, but now they're going to shut back down again because people were getting sick and people weren't following guidelines. So just please, please, please do the best you can to follow the rules. Do the best you can to wear a mask. You don't have to wear gloves, but wear a mask. And the mask, no, it doesn't protect you from getting sick. It doesn't do that. However, it does protect you from giving it to somebody else in case you are sick. Because, again, we can have it and not know that we have it. And if you don't know you have it and you have it in your system, you can still get somebody sick. So it's still a live virus that can still get somebody sick. Another thing that we need to understand, you cannot kill a virus. A virus is not like a bacteria. Bacteria can be killed, but a virus cannot be killed. It is an actual a living thing. So what you can do, you can starve it, or other people would say you can, let's say, how do they call it? You can, you don't have to starve it. What you can do, you can actually, like, build your immune system up so that way you don't have to, your body itself can just fight it off, so it doesn't do what it's intended to do to your body. So let's just be mindful of that. That's what I say. Let's just be mindful of that part. Take your vitamin C's if you have to. Drink a lot of tea, a lot of warm things. Build your immune system. Cut back on some things that can stifle your immune system. A lot of sugar can shut down your immune system. So cut back on that. So that can actually help your body heal itself in the case of that it has to fight a virus. So those are my tips on that part. So we talked about, I wasn't even intending to talk about the protest, but we threw that in. So the protests, we talk about the current state that we're in. Another thing, a lot of y'all are doing this SBA loan thing, loan grant stuff. That's cool and everything. If you really do have a 1099, that's wonderful. If you have an LLC, that's wonderful. If you do have a business, that's also great. But keep in mind that if you do not have one, you better not be greedy and try to overdo things. Because some people, because what I've seen is a lot of people are like they're putting down that they're putting down that they're 1099s, but they have like 10 employees. That's it don't work like that. You can't even have a bank account, a business bank account, if you're a 1099. So you need to have a business. So be careful. You know, a lot of people are being greedy and they're doing extra stuff, and they're just really trying to be greedy on stuff. And I don't suggest it to nobody, because that's definitely a red flag. And you're dealing with Fed money. So, in other words, the FBI is coming to look for you if you fuck around. So I just hope people are mindful of that, and they're not like, trying to be greedy and trying to be whatever. But anyways, now on to the next conversation that I've been waiting to talk about, the entanglement relationship. Now, many people, everybody's just piling up on the line. All right. Well, if you can hear me, go ahead and press 1 if you want to talk and if you want to ask any questions. But we're going to go ahead and keep it going anyway. So with the entanglement relationship, if everybody is not aware of the whole August Alsina, which I love. I love August Alsina. I had bought his first album. I think he's a wonderful guy. He's a wonderful singer. He has a wonderful attitude. He's taking care of his nieces. His sister died. So I love August Alsina, period. But the whole drama between him and Jada Pinkett Smith, oh my God, that's just really been like Christmas lights on social media. So what happened, if you don't know? Apparently, August Alsina went on Angela Yee's podcast and on her show, and he spilled the tea. He told everybody that he was sleeping with Jada Pinkett Smith, but he did explain that it was somehow blessed, quote unquote, I put my air quotes. It was blessed by Will Smith or whatever. So, okay, that's fine. However, so Jada Pinkett Smith, she went on her Red Table Talk or whatever she called it, the Red Table something, with Will Smith, and she did admit that she had an affair with August Alsina. Now, a lot of people are placing blames on different things and different people. Now, there's a few things that I found, that's worth talking about. So, Will Smith and Jacob, first and foremost, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, a lot of people, there's rumors that they already were having open relationships, like they were kind of like swingers or whatever, stuff like that. I don't know how true it is, but it appears that it kind of was some truth to the story. So, apparently but as they were talking, it seems like they had broken up. So they had already split and so separated, however you want to call it. So Jada Pinkett was free to do whatever the hell she was doing, and Will Smith was also free to do whatever the hell he was doing. They were still married on paper, but I guess emotionally they had decided that, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Yeah, I don't really like you like that. So they decide to, do other things. Now, with that being said, which is cool, I believe two adults can decide if they're just going to remain married, and I think Haitian people do it all the damn time. Let's be honest. But with the what really happened, Jada Pinkett Smith, she ended up saying that she didn't. She was in an entanglement, which is the reason for the title. She was in an entanglement, not an affair, not in a relationship. She put it as an entanglement. So it appears that August Alsina was emotional about it, or he really had feelings there for her. And the fact that she used the word entanglement just shows that that she really didn't take it as serious, or she wasn't feeling that type of vibe as he was feeling. So a lot of people feel like she took advantage of his vulnerability. Even in her vulnerable state, she's the woman. Well, what it appears as if she approached him, it looks like from the way things are going. So she took advantage of his vulnerability because August Alsina has been going through a lot health-wise, mentally, because he's been dealing with a lot. So I think she took advantage of that, knowing that, okay, like I just need a quick screw, somebody to make me feel good momentarily. Now once I'm done with you, I don't need you no more. We're good, we're done. Thank you, bam. You know, it is what it is. But I guess he fell for her and he wanted more that she couldn't give him and that she wasn't willing to give him because she knew she still had ties to Will. So she used him, you know, and the way she needed. And when she was done with him and she no longer needed him, or she was put back together a whole, she felt like, okay, it's time to go because you catching feelings and ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't doing all that right now. So, and that's how it was. I guess maybe had she been clear about her intentions or clear about what she wanted to do, maybe that could have been something that, you know, he would have considered too. Like it could have continued had he known what time it was all around. But that's not what happened. So let's talk about it. Anybody want to chime in? You want to talk about what's your thoughts? Now, also, there are some people who are completely fine and completely okay with doing entanglement relationship. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I used to consider it too. As a matter of fact, I don't consider it now, but I did. As a joke, I did ask my husband the other day. I was like, "Hey, would you be?" Well, for anybody who don't know, I'm married to a Haitian man, so he flipped. He was like, "What? Why would you ask me?" He said, "What you trying to get me to do some porno stuff?" I'm like, "That has nothing to do with porno. I'm asking you, would you?" Like, be okay with us being in an open relationship where you can have your little friend and I can have my little friend and everybody's happy. He was like, what kind of crap is that you asking me? Are you crazy? No, I would never do. No. Like, I'm not that kind of man, blah, blah, blah. So he was just going on. He chewed me. I ain't going to lie. He chewed me. It was funny. I just did it to see what he would say. But I know I'm a jealous woman. I wouldn't allow it. So, yeah, that's not happening. But I, as a joke, I really, you know, was doing it as a joke. He didn't take it as a joke. He thinks like, that's really what I'm thinking. That's really what I'm trying to do, kind of stuff or whatever. And it's not. It's not. It's really not. But that's that part. But call in. Press 1 if you want to chime in, if you want to talk about it. The lines are open. And you can go ahead and let us know what you think about this whole situation. Would you consider having an open relationship with your significant other? Have you ever done that? And how did that go? Did it blow up in your face? Was it a cool situation? Was everyone involved aware and understood what time it was? Or was it just more like, this is crazy, y'all crazy, everybody here crazy, and y'all crazy, and I ain't trying to be in a part of this crazy drama mess that y'all got going on. Y'all need to figure out your life. Sometimes it ends up like that, but sometimes it ends up like everybody just to walk away being good friends. It was something that didn't happen, that everybody at this point is just like, okay, we tried, didn't work, we're moving on. So That could be the situation too. Let me go back to my. Where am I? Okay, perfect. All right, so that's that part. Let me see. Okay, that's that part. So if you want to chime in, like I said, chime in. The phone number, if you want to call in, is 845-277-9316. You can press 1 to speak to the host or speak to me, and we'll be able to turn on your line, and you can go ahead and say what you want to say. Let me see. I see quite a few people on the line right now. Nobody want to talk? Y'all don't want to say anything? I'm not going to turn on nobody's mic unless y'all want to say anything. But if you want to, just, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you so much for calling. You're speaking with Diva Chat. This is QP. How you doing?
I'm good. I had a few things to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people are kind of like on August Alsina's side, you can say, and really giving Jada a hard time and making August Alsina the victim in this situation. Like Jada took advantage of him because of his mental health issue and whatever he was going through with like the death of his family and whatnot. But let's just not forget that it is clear to anybody who is black that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are married. So a marriage is a union between two people, and until there's divorce or death, they are still married. So when you go into a situation and into all of us, at their time frame of when they were together, we as regular people saw them as married. We didn't know they were separated. We didn't know what was going on, and I believe that's also, you know, what August did know is that she was married. I think he kind of tried to make it seem like it was okay because he got the go-ahead by Will Smith or Jada told him that he was separated. And to me, it's never okay to be with anybody that's married, separated or not. Until there's a divorce that happens, then I don't believe that it's ever okay to be with somebody who's still in a union with someone else because it's always a tie there. It's a tie there. Right. So he's not a victim because there was a union that was still there, regardless of separation, legally or not. And so he's not a victim, and I don't believe that she's a victim. I just feel like there were two individuals who went ahead and got into this relationship, quote-unquote, entanglement, quote-unquote, and they both got their feelings hurt because I don't know if you guys saw the video where Jada said that August got to the point where he got upset and stopped talking to her. So obviously he got into his feelings. You get what I'm saying? And he just abruptly stopped talking to her. But at the same time, you can tell by the video that August had with Angela Yee, he had feelings for her. Yeah. So they were both to me playing with fire, and they both really got what they deserve because y'all, you know that she's married. You shouldn't have gotten into that situation. Her being married. So you can't get mad that he gets jealous and wants you to himself. So it's like, to me, they both were just playing with fire. You get what I'm saying? The real victim to me is Will Smith.
I don't. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I would say he's a victim. I don't think August is a victim. He's not a victim at all because he's grown. But I think what happened is I think maybe initially they had an agreement of what it was going to be. Somebody changed the script. So
and that's what a lot of women do too. A lot of women do that. A lot of
right.
women.
So somebody
changed.
Right.
A lot of times what happens is that we as women go into a relationship with these men who tell us, you know what, I don't want a relationship. And we like, oh, we're going to put this good pussy on him. We're going to go ahead and put this good loving on him and he going to want me. But he told you in the beginning, I don't want a relationship. Then you start catching feelings and then boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's how it happened. And I think because for August to be so emotional and to cut her off, that's emotions right there. So for him to be emotional and cut her off and stuff, I guess and understand was like, we're just gonna be screwing. That's what this is. We're just gonna feel each other's physical needs at this point. However, he ended up wanting more. And she was like, but I ain't leaving my husband. We already talked about this. This is not what's going to be.
Exactly.
And so she tried to be like, yo, let's keep it where we started. And he didn't know how to play the game. And that's why a lot of people don't you have to believe the person if they tell you where they are, like what they're only able to.
And you know what's so crazy? What's good about this situation, like a lot of girls should look at it, right? And look at what August Alsina did. He cut her off. A lot of women don't know how to do that. When a man tells them, hey, I don't want, and so he cut her off, and that's the right thing to do. And she sniffed the switch pretty much. And so I feel like a lot of girls.
I think the reason why it may have been easy for him to, because he's August Alsina, he can get any with other beautiful woman that he wants. However, I feel like a lot of women don't know how to do that because they don't want to be alone. Like, they don't know where else they're going to find a man like this. I mean, you and me may know, like, yeah, it don't make no sense, but there's some women who hold on to the toxicity or would stay in a midst of something that they really don't want to be in just to have a piece of meat. He can easily cut you off because I can be with another woman. I could be with another beautiful woman if I want to. This is not a thing. Like, however, I think that's the reason why a lot of women can't do or move like he did, because it's like, we ain't got there's not too many people lying around the corner waiting on me right now. So I'm just going ahead and take this little piece of man that I got. He can warm my bed up until midnight because he got to go home to his wife, kind of stuff. So, I think it's a true lesson for a lot of people. And also, too, I think Roland Martin had a segment about it. He doesn't really talk about celebrity stuff, but one of the things he was talking about is how relationships go through things, and people aren't allowing relationships to go through things. A lot of young people, a lot of young married people, there, as soon as like the water gets hot, everybody jumping like, I'm gonna go my way, you go ahead. Ain't nobody got time. But a lot of people, because I believe Will and Jada, they discussed, because I actually haven't seen the video. I just seen snippets of it. I hear people talking about it. I haven't seen it. I haven't stopped to look at it, but I did see the part where they were saying how they understood that where they were in their relationship. They understood. It was clear. Wasn't like somebody had to come and tell them that they were in a rough patch. So they knew where they were, because they even said, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. Apparently, that's what they said. I don't know. But they knew, they understood where they were. A lot of relationship, or a lot of people get into relationships or marriage, and when it gets rough, they like just throw their hands up. But that doesn't mean it's over. That just means like, right now, I don't like you. I don't really care for you right now. But that doesn't mean I don't want to still be married. That doesn't mean, it just means right now we've grown to different, we've evolved, and let's see how we still fit in, how we still fit or complement each other in the situation. So a lot of people need to also understand that part too, because it's not always roses. It's really not. And a lot of people, I remember on social media, a lot of people were saying, oh, so does anybody still want to be the Will and Jada, marriage goals at this time? And not to say because of what they have, yeah, it may seem toxic to other people, but it works for them. every marriage is different. Every relationship is different. I can't base my relationship off what Jada and Will got going on, and I can't do it all based on what my friend got going on with her husband or her significant other, because of the dynamics of one, people that we are, two, the situation that we're in, it's totally different. So I think once people understand that part, they can understand how relationships can be, different, and how you have to really understand that you're in it for a long run, and things can get rough, really fast, really hard. So are you going to stick it through even when you're in a position where, you know what, I think we need some time apart? Maybe you need to see other people. Maybe I need to see other people to see if we still really want this. I don't know. But that's just my 2 cents. I don't know what other people are saying. We can address this again. I think it's evolving. I think August had responded to the video, so I'm waiting to see. I really got to take a chance to just watch both the actual Red Table Talk, Red Table, and then also listen to the August response to just to fit it all in, to see how that all works. But then again, we'll address that at another time. Thank you so much, caller. Are you still there? I don't know. Did she drop off? I don't know. Okay. Maybe
no, I did. I'm here.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I didn't lose you, or if it didn't hang you up or anything like that, because I still see you here. Whatever. There's other people on the line. If y'all want to chime in, we got about 5 more minutes for someone to jump in. Thank you so much, caller. That was great insight. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
All right. So, again, we have about 5 more minutes. So if you still have time to call in, you still have time to press 1 if you want to go ahead and chime into the conversation so we can talk about it. But again, just to recap what we talked about today. So we talked about the protests. We talked about COVID-19. What else we talk about? Protest, COVID-19, the pandemic update, and then we're talking about the entanglement. But again, for each his own. For people, it works. I see a lot of people are getting into poly marriages or poly relationships, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of people are getting into those. I don't know how that works because I can't be around another woman in my house. So it doesn't work for me. However, I don't even like just another female in my space or doing what I should be doing as a woman is just hard for me. So I don't know about that. But so for those people who can handle poly relationships, more power to you. But it is a popular thing now. It's been a popular thing. A lot of people have been doing it for a very long time. So it is a thing. So again, to each his own. That's not something I can do. There are people who don't do poly but do swinging. That's more on the sexual side of things. There's people who do wife swaps or spouse swap. I don't know what that's about, but I think there was a show about that. So there's plenty of it's whatever works for your relationship. And I think the one thing that has to be clear is everybody's intentions. I think everybody's intentions have to be clear from the jump, so that everybody knows what the hell is going on, so that it's not like, oh shoot, like you didn't tell me this was, and like I said, I think that's what happened with August and Jada. In the beginning, we was all on the same page. We all knew what this was about. We all knew what time it is. And then somebody flipped the script. Somebody changed the script. Either Jada changed the script or August changed the script. I want to believe August changed the script because it looks like he was more in his feelings about the whole situation anyways. So it's either he wanted more or he wanted her to leave her husband, knowing that they were separated. She wouldn't give it to him. She's like, oh, no, baby. Who? Leave Will Smith for you? You out of your dang mind. So, and then I guess that's why he got upset and he blocked her. So for that reason, that could be the reason why, that situation didn't last long. And I think that's the reason why he was the first person to speak out about it, because he was in his feelings about it. But that goes like to saying, like, everybody should be clear and everybody should understand, like, okay, this is what it is. If it's just physical, we're going to keep it physical. It's not going to change. We're not expecting anything else out of each other than this physical stuff. Now, once everybody starts catching feelings, we have to have a conversation. And I guess they had a conversation. But anyways, that's my time. I see you. All the callers who just came on, thank you so much for the caller who called in. For the caller who called in, thank you so much for your input. We can talk about it. I do plan to have a show again tomorrow night, so we'll try to get a show on tomorrow night so you guys can call in and chime in, so we can have this discussion again. We might, because I see a lot of other people coming on now. But we can talk about it. So we only have about 1 minute left on the line. But thank you again so much for calling in, Diva Chat. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Welcome to another episode of Diva Chat. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and follow us on all common social media platforms. And visit our website at divachats.life. Let's chat about it.